Hey everyone, this is Rob from the Empire Rising clan. Again, just to come in here and kind of showcase a little bit of the next phase of these videos, which will be the last hero standing or last bot standing, however you want to call it. I've been kind of neglecting this game over the past day or so. Haven't really participated with anything. Spending time with the family. So family always comes first. Taking care of priorities. So you can pretty much see that I have a crap load of chests that I haven't addressed, including free chests. Got to do some requests. Then I'll go on to the last hero standing. I do want to make a shout out to Alex from the Empire clan for when he reviewed the video that I did the other day. He did identify that I did misspeak on one item, which was the Reese Power program. I'll go ahead and go to look at that right quick with you. Let's see here. I don't know why I said what I said, because I used the spell. I should know better than that. But, you know, when you're doing these type of videos, especially for the first time, you sometimes misspeak. So I appreciate him reviewing it and addressing it. You can actually see the actual description of such in the comments section of the other previous video. And he pretty much broke down to explain that the max level minion here is what, when you place it down, will be what the max level can be based off the cost of the mana cost. So the deduction will only grant you to that max level. So just FYI, to correct my misspeak on the previous video. Again, if you want to see the actual description of such, just go ahead and view the last video. Look in the comment section for Alex's comment, and that should clarify everything. So I appreciate Alex. Thanks for doing that review for me and catching my mistake. Appreciate it. And that's what I want here. I want everybody to kind of give their own opinion, or even if they see me or hear me explaining or reviewing something incorrectly, that we need to correct it. And of course, that wasn't a good thing for my first video, but you know, it's a learning curve for me. I gotta do better review before I post things, and that's just how it's gotta go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at some of these chests that I have. First, let's go and look at the Empire donation category. As I mentioned before, Empire Clan is a very friendly clan. It's a user support clan. We help each other out with donations and such, and we organize pretty well against events. So if you are looking for a solid clan to join, we are a very structured guild. We communicate very well using the Line app, and if there's space available, put in your request and we'll review and maybe be part of the team. All right, so let's look at some donations. Okay, we got some options here. You're always on here when I do my recording, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my request, and let's see what I need. I think I am actually going to probably, I don't need a lot to be honest with you, so I will just do some skeletons. I don't think anybody's really needing those. So alright, so let's go ahead and take a look first at the free chest. Let's see what we have here. Vipers are always good to get. You never have too many vipers. And the spells were not bad too. That frost was a good spell to get, especially since it's a rare spell. Charger's good for only the special events they do. I don't think it's very good any other way. I can't think of any other practical way to use that thing. Okay, so we have that. So I have looks like 3 regular chests, so the 3-hour chests, and then I have 1 12-hour chest. So let's go ahead and save the 12-hour chest for the last opening. So let's see what the first one shows. With the Ascension, I can get it. Reflector's always good to have, especially with the spammy decks going on right now with archers. And as you can see, they're giving archers because they want people to use that. You'll notice too, as you open these chests, that they'll pretty much provide you cards that they're pushing for the season. So if they're trying to push skeletons or spam or any of that nonsense, every chest you open up is going to probably include some variation of the skeleton, whether it be Anubis, whether it be the Undead Army right here, because they know this is coming, because after this weekend, you're going to see a Magic Construct, which Magic Construct will then start allowing you to do a Reese Power mini version, which means that people are going to be able to start spamming the heck out of you. So yeah, you're going to start seeing skeletons, you're going to start seeing the horde, you're going to start seeing all that stuff. so far not bad. Again, it's very rare you're going to get a great thing out of your standard chests. Very simple chests. Silver Ranger is always a great one. Again, another undead army. See what I'm saying? You're going to see this. That's what's going to happen. Okay, so 12-hour chest. This I think is the longest chest you can get. In theory, you should probably get the best stuff out of this thing. Sometimes it's a hit or miss. I don't know the algorithm of how they supply it. I suppose they're supposed to give you this fantastic stuff, and occasionally you do. But I've got legendaries at a simple chest, so I don't. Must be fearless leader. So look at this and tell me: is this worth the 12 hours? 176 water element. I don't know if that's worth it. The Ice Rift is great. I think getting 5 of those is awesome. And of course, Fearless Leader is good. You can always upgrade your Fearless Leader, but nobody's really using Reaper. Even with the Ascension, I tried using the Reaper and it wasn't great. Water Elemental, when she passes through, she heals. With the Ascension they do. Is that a great benefit? It gives her another dynamic, but that's about it. Now this is where you get the money. So 4,400 gold is not bad. The Mega Runes is good, but the Arcane Ruins and the Realm Ruins, that's decent value. But you can see up there, I had plenty. So, all right, so I'm gonna have to do some chests here later because I have none to start. But the purpose of this video is for the last hero standing event. So I haven't even started this thing yet, so I'm behind the 8 ball, and we only have how many hours left? 4 hours, or for almost 5 hours. So I'm gonna have to really grind this thing if I'm gonna want to even attempt to recover the new card that just came out. Other people have already reviewed this, but I'll just give you a quick overview of it. You can find the review on Valera Faluzat's channel. Kimmy has some discussion relative to the new card, so please check them out to get the perspective of the card. From what I've seen with the Ice Witch, she is not like the Fire Witch. So the Fire Witch is a very high cost card. Let's go ahead and look at Fire Witch right quick just to compare it to. So it's not like the imps, so they're in the minions category. So you have the Ice Imp, which when you lay the Ice Imp down, he freezes the lane for a period of time, looks like about 5 seconds. They do an ascension for him that allows the freeze to last longer, which is very, very beneficial. People don't realize how much of a game changer that could be, but like I said in the last video, seconds are pretty much a lifetime in this game. So any freeze, any slowdown capability is always great. And he's also very strong when it comes down to attack. Between the 2 imps, him and his Fire Imp friend, he does more damage than the Fire Imp from an attack standpoint. Not much. They did nerf him because he was a little bit overly aggressive, because he was a good counter to certain decks. Like you could put him down, he freezes it, and I mean I've seen him take down just about anything that is a medium tier strength. You're talking Hell Fiend, you're talking Silver Rangers and such. So he can be a very good tactic, and I still use him in my own deck. But the Fire Imp, you lay him down, he blasts the lane with pretty much a fire arrow is what I would call it. The damage of that is okay. You're talking about 4 and 13 damage, so he'll take out your stuff like your skeletons, your rolling rocks. On the rare occasion, maybe a Valkyrie, depending on how strong yours is. But he, for the most part, is okay only against the spammy rush, low-tiered minion rush decks. So if you're getting bombarded during this next event with a bunch of skeletons because everybody's using the Magic Construct and Reese Power to kind of summon every single small spammy thing they can get in regards to skeletons, he is a good counter for that. So definitely consider applying him to your deck strategy this next week coming up. However, let's go ahead and look at the Fire Witches, or the Fire Witch and the Ice Witch. So the Fire Witch, as you can see, costs 9 mana. She's a very expensive card, but there's a reason for that. Her cost is, balanced based off of her placement. So she's a legendary, not a mythical. And her spell, when she gets first put on the field, it takes probably about 4 or 5 seconds for her to cast her initial spell, which is pretty much wiping out almost everything on the lane with pretty much fire meteors is the best way to describe what comes down from the sky. and it will kill almost everything on the field except for your high tier characters like an Abomination or a buffed up Bloodstalker or a buffed up Soul Leech. Soul Leech is very good to have on the field for this type of spell because everybody she kills, the Soul Leech actually gains their strength. So that's a good counter to the Fire Witch, as long as you're able to place more defensive stuff in front of Soul Leech because she's so slow. But I digress. I won't get into that type of strategy. However, her spell is a ranged spell as she attacks. I'm sorry, her attack is a ranged attack. As you can see, her range is 25. Her speed is pretty slow, only going 4. Her damage that she does is area damage as well. It does about 574 damage. So she will take out groups of minions that are being attacked by her fire. So skeleton groups, archer groups. Or just a bunch of minions together because you were able to gather them with maybe a counter, like for example maybe Noella's stones or a pillar or whatever the case. So that's her cost, is 9. Now let's look at this new card. So as you can see on the new card, her area damage is less, so she only does 325 damage. Her health is okay, but look at her range. So she is slow when it comes down to movement. She does not have a initial special attack like the Fire Witch. However, her benefit will be range. So she has 35 range. So unless you're really paying attention to the other ranged troops, I think she is the second furthest from any other ranged troop. So let's look at the archers. All right, they only do 20 distance. Let's look at, who's another one? All right, Oba. Oba's 30, so she's further than Noba. Let's look at Nature Guardian. He's 25. All right, let's look at the Huntress. She's 25. Let's look at who else. All right, Silver Ranger. His is 40, so she's only 5 away from the Silver Ranger. That is insane. Pixie, 20. Who else do you have? Who's another good one? Look at him, 40. Okay, so she's the third. Okay, so the Goblin Marksman, who is very, he's used by some players, but he's very low when it comes down to damage capability. He's good for certain events and such if you need additional range, but he's 40, which is great. Okay, so comparable to him versus the Silver Ranger, you would choose the Silver Ranger any day of the week, especially with Ascensions. However, when it comes down to the sacrifice of those 5 extra points from a distance standpoint, I would probably use her, because she's only cost 5 mana versus, 4? So for 1 extra mana cost, you're getting not only a good comparable range, but you're also going to be getting the freeze group damage, because she freezes the group, just like the Fire Witch's attack, her regular attack that attacks groups, she freezes them. And here's the benefit of that, and just to kind of give you the comparison, Fire Witch will die quick because she's not prohibiting those individuals from attacking her, unless you put something in there to block the attack. The Ice Witch, for what it seems, is that she reduces their speed pretty dramatically. They don't describe the speed reduction to the opposing force, but it looks to me like it's almost about half. That's pretty aggressive. So you can put brakes on a lot of things, and just from the battle that I had yesterday, which I don't have the Ice Witch yet, but I battled somebody with the Ice Witch, and I posted it into our guild's line app. It killed my Bloodstalker. It slowed my Bloodstalker down enough to where her attacks did enough damage to kill my medium strength Bloodstalker, because I didn't have enough troops on the field to build him up to max capacity, so he probably would have survived at that point. But she did enough to prohibit him from getting close to her. He only was able to get 1 hit in, which didn't kill her, and then she was able to take him out. So that is, to me, pretty impressive. So she's going to be a very card to navigate around when you're coming up with different strategies. It's a new game now, because now you have somebody that is going to be slowing down your troops' aggression, so you're going to have to kind of ensure that as you're placing your cards down that you're not putting cards like stacking on top of each other. If you're going to put ranges down, use them as they're supposed to be used, away from the battle. A lot of people make that mistake. So if you want to look at strategy for that, watch the last video, the last 5-10 minutes of the video. I have 2 battles that I did, which actually demonstrated some of the strategies that other proponents have been using to kind of understand how to do card placement and whatnot. And I'll show a couple here as well. So, all right, so that's a little bit of a rundown with the new card that's out. And again, it's not a bad card. I think it's going to be a good card. Do I think it's good for them to make you have to spend gems to get it? I think that's a little messed up, because you have to use 900 gems in order to get to that category on the right, which you get a lot of benefit for those 900 gems. The contest always gave you at 900 event points the ability to get a legendary if you spent those gems. They just added another tier, so now you have to spend another you gotta get another 200, which is about a battle, just one battle, if you go undefeated the entire time to get the Ice Witch. And again, I will try to grind today to get that. If worst case scenario, if I really want the card, they have it in the shops. As I said last time, they always have a cash grab. Hey, you don't want to do the work? Spend 20 bucks. At least they're giving you some gems with it, which is great. So this is a tactic for them to say, hey, grind, and if you want to do that event, spend $20 and I'll give you the 900 gems you need to buy the card on the event, and I'll give you another card so you can level her up immediately. Because all you're going to need is probably 2 cards to get her up to the next level. They're boosting her right now to 11 during this little event because it's Arcane Week. But after that, she's going to digress back down to whatever her level is in your deck. So if you only have her at level 7, she's only going to be a level 7 card. So you're going to need all the card points you can to get her built up. So that's just their way of trying to sell it for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the last hero standing itself. So again, I haven't played this at all. As you can see, there's no progression whatsoever. A lot of my guild friends have already, grind this thing to a pulp probably. Yeah, I mean, look at Kimmy, she's just crazy. X-Mag is always up there high, Deb's always up there high. Winter's looking good, so yeah, Fluzot's even got up there because I know he got the card yesterday, so kudos to him. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at my deck that I have, and it looks like it's throwing on there my deck I'm using for the regular event. And just to kind of give you some idea, when you set up your decks, just up here, you get the ability of setting up multiple styles of decks. I do this. I have my first 2 as just my play decks where I can modify based off the seasons and such. My number 3 deck is for the last hero standing bonus round. And then my last 2 are for the other events. So this one would be for the flag, capture the flag, and this one is for the Colossus. And we'll do videos on those later. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the deck I already have existing. Typically I have this a little more buffer, beefier, because I usually have an aggressive card in here, like maybe Undead Warlord or whatnot. But you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just go with what I had and see how far I progress up the pagoda. And we'll just do one grouping battle. And then, because I'm not going to sit here and make a 2-hour video for this thing. So, last hero standing. It is last bot standing. It might as well be. So all these other opponents, the other 7 opponents are all bots. So there is not one human being playing in any of those other categories, and they randomly choose it based off of your card level, your card levels, your trophy levels, so on and so forth. There's an algorithm in the background that kind of places you. But as you can see here, I'm already placing against a level 11 Bella, so I'm sure she's going to have some crazy spells that they're going to be throwing at me. So the tactic here is just to destroy the other opponent's portal. And the advice I would give you is sometimes you need to evaluate how the bot is playing against you, because it's not always cutting dry saying, oh, it's a bot, so I'm going to do this shit, take it down. No, sometimes you gotta say, you know what, I'm playing other bots in this game, and I might have to say, you know what, bots, you guys are just gonna have to battle each other. And that's not a bad tactic, because at the end of the day, you're playing against getting to the finish line. You're not playing to just beat all the bots. They can beat each other, and that's not going to do you anything bad to let them just destroy each other. And sometimes it's to your benefit when you let that happen. So I'll show you that if I can here in a few. So this bot is apparently a counter to my deck. It's doing everything it can to pretty much destroy my archers. Hold back my let's stop for a second. And it's a timed event, so you don't have to worry about this thing being dragged on forever. So I'm not going to do this, which is okay. Again, You don't have to take them all out. It takes the battle long when it comes down to doing this event. And when you're trying to grind, you want to get up that pagoda as far as you can, as fast as you can. So you're like, oh, let me just destroy these things. But as you can see, I'm still starred 2, and what they do is, based off the damage you're giving to the bots, they increase your ability to do more damage. So the benefit of doing max damage onto these things is high, because as you progress, you're going to be able to be more aggressive towards the end of the campaign. So if you're just trying to play defense and not do any damage, that's the bad strategy. Don't do that. You need to do at least some damage. Alright, so this guy is a crazy rusher bot. So he's going to do a lot of little stuff. He's going to throw a bunch of these buggers here that I just can't stand. So all his spells are going to... And they're not giving me any of my things to kill these guys. See, like, where's my... So the game will play with you, and you just gotta suck it up and say, okay, this is okay. Let me look. Where's my Amazon? Not one Amazon. So I'm probably losing this. Yeah, now they give me Amazon, where I'm now against the range. So this is very unlike me to lose like this. I don't think I've ever lost the first round before. Yeah, this is messed up. Alright, so there. Now you see how aggressive these things can be. Alright. I don't even want those. That's an insult to get 7, because now it's throwing off my whole track. I have never lost my first round like that. That is insane. Okay, so now I'm going to have to end up changing my deck. So, I just got to... I will probably do my original Valen structure that I used to use. Okay, so let's see here. I'll rotate that. I will probably go ahead and do the double archers again. Freeze. Alright, let's see here. I'll keep them. I'll put them down. I think that's a necessity, because I never use anything that really requires you to use that. Okay, let's see. Am I happy with that? Should be happy with that. Yeah, I think I'll stick with that. Yeah, I think I'm good. Okay, so we'll go with that and see what happens this time. All right, so that was a bad demonstration, guys. I tell you, I'm not a pro player. I probably should have changed the deck. I don't know why I decided to go with the deck I was using for the regular battles, but I should have known better. But yeah, they developed the opponents to counter my spam, and that's what it does when it's building up these bots. It's building up based off the deck you're using. So they want to play, now I'm facing level 10 people. Okay, so either it's saying, hey, we spanked you the first time, just to kind of say, hey, control yourself, reset your strategy, just to kind of put me back in check, or it's just a luck of the draw. Alright, so he's got to send to level 11 as well. Archers. Let's get rid of you. I hate that. That's such an annoying card. I mean, it's annoying for the right reason. But it's such an annoying card, I can't stand it. Thing, man, they always go in one lane. They can't help themselves. It's just how it's designed. See? Sorry. So they're using Colossus a lot. I think Fluzot played a lot that was using Colossus as well. And here's the problem with their Colossus strategy is that maybe they fixed it. I just saw it in Undead Warlord, which is an unlikely spot to do that. Typically, when they put down a Colossus, it prohibits them from doing anything else. Like, I don't know what their logic was, what was causing the algorithm to do that, but when they would put the Colossus down, they would literally give you 10 seconds of this free pounding. You could just attack all you want for 10 seconds until they decide to put down another Colossus. So it's just weird that the bots were doing that. From what I just saw, it looks like maybe they fixed that because he put down that Undead Warlord relatively quick. So, oh good lord, Maxi Pad. I don't know where they get these names from. I'm assuming it's just a bunch of, funny programmers sitting in the background. Let's see here. Probably should have did my Ascension big dancer, but I didn't. There we go. Did you waste it? Oh my god. Unless they don't have any guys upstairs. So that's interesting. He was able to kill. I wasn't paying attention. Maybe there's something I missed. Alright, so let's talk about the ranges that I was mentioning. So, oh, look at this crap. So you just noticed I'm not putting the archers like right next to the effort. Keeping that distance because it's an archer. They're not melee cards. So the whole point of it is to have distance. So the more distance you create between your archers and your opponent, the better off you'll be. So he was able to hold me back pretty well. Good on you, bot. Still good, did good enough damage to move up a little bit. Getting closer to the 3 stars. But look at this, there's already one that's a 4-star. Excuse me. Going sneezy. This guy alive, didn't he? Alright. He did the Bloodstock. He's using Nova. Alright, that's good. So he's got some counters. I'm trying to putting down should be just regarding they can only do it for so long. Alright, so he's doing a good job of playing. So alright, so here's the thing. Box. So one of the problems I hate, one of the things I hate about this event, and I don't know if anybody can opine on it in the comments, it's frustrating because you know what you have in your deck. We don't know what they have in their decks. We don't know what their draws are, so you can't watch a replay. So it seems to me that when these guys go in to fight you, that they have a library of cards, and they still get limited to the total number of cards you can typically put down. So if it's 10, they can only put down a total of 10. But based off of their necessity of the battle, is what dictates what cards they're going to actually place. So once they reach that number, they no longer can use that number, if that makes sense. So let's say, hey, okay, we used this card twice, so we can't do it a third time, so we've already used 2 slots. They do it up until they reach their max, and after they reach their max, they're done. That's just one theory I have. The other theory is that they have their pre-selected cards because they know they're trying to counter you, and they can just throw down wherever the hell they want. So if they need 2 or 3 in a row of a newbie, they're going to put down 3 a newbie. If they need, 2 undead warlords because they need to defend the portal, but they don't want you to progress really quick, they get that luxury. So it's like it just seems like it's designed to just frustrate the hell out of you. And when we're talking about a fun game, it's not fun to me. That aggravates me. It gets me completely upset, especially if you're a higher trophy person, because you've been grinding, you've been building yourself up, and then they're going to throw you against a crazy bot that's going to have an unfair advantage. Case in point, the last rounds that I did, where I lost. That to me is just upset. I mean, it frustrates me because, yeah, did I not have any other counters to those things? Yeah, that's my fault. Maybe I should have modified that. Yes, but really, no Amazon. Where I think maybe the prior battle I was able to get like 2 or 3 within that time frame. It's like they're choosing the algorithm. Yeah, they're choosing what they're going to place down for you as well as for the bot to give the bot an advantage. They want you to struggle and be fair. Make it like it's a real game. Be fair with it. The bots sometimes get a crazy unfair advantage, and you'll see that as you're battling them in the regular events. See, look, I just burned my Amazon because I didn't lay that down fast enough, so now he's going to blitzkrieg the crap out of me. Watch. The only luxury I have right now is that my spells now clear lanes. But if I had my previous deck, I'd be done. Yeah, see, he's a spammer. And he's got that defense shield that, I don't know if this one's actually making him faster or not. I can't tell. Alright, that was a big one. Because he's going to continuously build minions. He's going to just continuously cause you headache. Did I just use my spear? I did not. And if I sound a little wheezy or whatnot, guys, that's because my sinuses here are going crazy because where I live, apparently the foliage doesn't know what to do with itself based off the seasonality. Like today, it's going to be in the 70s. Yesterday, it was in the 50s. This afternoon, it's going to be in the 40s. So the East Coast is not fun. This weather situation doesn't help when you have sensitivity to allergies. They really want to keep those alive. For some reason, they want these little goblin guys to stay alive. They defend them with every fiber of their being. The programmer that made it just loved it so much. Why didn't you take care of that guy in the middle? Because believe it or not, as powerful as he is not as much of a threat. It is but 2 plus stalkers in the same way. Silly. Even doing that. This Bloodstalker seems like it's a little faster than mine. That could just be very Sorry guys, this is taking a little longer. I was assuming I was going to be able to fly through this first level, but there definitely put me through the ringer. And here's another thing too. Alright, so this is another gripe. There's 3 of us, right? I am now going up against this Cafe guy again. And you would think, like, fought him. I think I did. Then I fought the other opponent. And now I'm fighting Cafe again without going to the bonus round. And they've both gone through probably the bonus round. So the bots always get the bonus round first. You seldomly get the bonus round first. To me, that is just so unfair. Alright, so I messed up his strategy. So the bot wanted to have the stupid shield around the Scourge. That's what they like to do. And because I did. Bloodstalker is more dangerous. Oh, there it goes. Didn't protect that Scourge, which is a good thing for me. Alright, so because I took care of his Scourge strategy initially, it looks like I threw off the bot's strategy. So now the bot's going to start to crumble. I believe he's already exhausted the cards he can select, so he's now stuck to what he has, and whatever he was going to put down was not going to be enough to stop my aggression because of what I had. Again, this is just my theory. I could be completely wrong. But look, this bugger, MaxiPad, you remember that because I made a comment about his name earlier. He's doing the bonus round. So look at that. He comes in with 5 stars. So he's going to be doing ridiculous damage to me. He's going to be doing 40% more. That's just bullcrap. But it's because I have more health, I guess. It's last bot standing's way of trying to balance the battle. But when you're playing against bots, there's no balance because they have the advantage for the most part. Yeah, they're running off of a programmed algorithm, but at the same time, they're behind that curtain. They can put whatever the hell they want, and I just don't think it's fair. Out of all the events that they have in this game, this is probably the one I hate the most. Just because of just the unfair advantage the bot gets. And if you disagree with me, please put in the comments, but I think probably majority of people will agree with me that it is just a horrible, horrible benefit that the bots get compared to what you can do. See, look at perfect counter. Oh yeah, you have Immortal Knight. Oh, okay. Well, this will do for you. We'll have a freeze right behind the archer that I knew you were going to go after because of how I placed the cards. Look, oh yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give my bot multiple... Look at this crap. You can't tell me you don't see this nonsense. Tell me that I'm going insane here. Look at this shit. Look at that middle lane. That is insane. Look at this crap. Nothing I do is going to help. Because he has everything packed in there. And because of his damage extra. Look, so freeze, yeah, see, look at that, perfect. Oh, you have the Immortal Knight again. I just literally talked about that. Look, oh yeah. See, they want me to lose this round. It is designed that you have to lose. No matter what you do, no matter how you do it, you are going to lose. Because damn it, we don't want you to get that new card. That is bullcrap. Look at that shit. Do you believe that? Did you just see that? I fought him already before and he was not that aggressive. So you guys saw that firsthand. That is bullshit. Wow, look at that. I'm right under that, so I can't even get that. So this is why I don't like playing this event. Yeah, that card looks funny and shiny, but I don't need it. I play enough to where I'll be fine. I played without the other cards before. I'll wait till she is eventually something you can buy in this thing over here. Because she'll eventually pop up here and they want you to spend the hell out of your Phoenix tokens. If I need to, I'll wait. It's just stupid. I mean, that event just drives me crazy. And it's not like I suck at it, because I've usually in the past were always able to get to the top, and it just gets aggravating. It's just an aggravating event. So that's why I call it last spot standing. You know, like I said, leave your comments in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there because I'm not going to stress myself out playing this stupid thing. I don't know. Maybe this is me. Maybe I'm too high in trophies. I don't know. Maybe I should have spammed myself down to drop my trophy count. I don't know. Because, I mean, 5,200 trophies is okay. I mean, it's not high as other people I've seen. When we look at people in my guild, I mean, some people are up there, and I'm sure they've already maxed out. I mean, I know Denz, we saw his name up there. He was already up there in the last hero standing, so he's doing something right. Maybe it's my deck. I don't know. But I've played that event before with my deck like that, and never got pummeled like that before. But there's always a first time for everything, and maybe it's because I'm doing a vid. I don't know. Either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, out of all the events that this game has put forth, the last hero standing event to me is just annoying. I don't care for it. So hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully you got a little bit of entertainment with hearing me get frustrated playing this thing. And come back and watch the next one, guys. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Please share your opinion. Please share your input for the group. And talk to you guys soon. Stay safe and stay sharp.